Bismillahirrahmanirrahim wa ba'd. In this video, I will be explaining the meaning, the real meaning of worshipping. Worshipping in Islam means leaning on Allah's command and being obedient to Allah's command. This means that doing everything, worshipping gathers everything that pleases Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala from the words you speak and from the things you do, in secret and in public. That is the definition of worshipping according to Islamic law. Worshipping is reflected to the pillars of Islam. Everything that makes up Islam, it means that you're worshipping Allah wa Ta'ala. Worshipping takes faith, Iman, Al-Iman. We have Al-Ihsan, Wal-Islam. Those are the three things you need to consider. Al-Iman, this is believing Ta'ala, believing in his prophets, believing in his books, believing in the day of judgment, believing in God's predestination, the good and the bad. You believe that everything is coming from Allah wa Ta'ala. And also you consider all five pillars of Islam. That is, you testify that God is worthy to be worshipped. Nobody else should be worshipped apart from Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. And you testify that Muhammad is his prophet. The second thing is praying 5 times a day. So if you are a Muslim out there and you're not praying, then your Islam is not, you're not yet on the right path. Your call is like you don't fulfill the first agreement. The first pillar is an agreement between you and Lord, because if you say Ashhadu, you're testifying Allah ilaha, there is nothing worthy to be worshipped illallah apart from Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. Wa anna Muhammad Rasulullah. Wa anna Muhammad Rasulullah means, and Prophet Muhammad is his messenger. You believe that everything that Prophet Muhammad taught is the truth. You get my point out there. There are people who choose and say, no, that is Sunnah. Sunnah is not wajib. Sunnah means a good way. Things that Prophet did, a life of the Prophet. You're following how did the Prophet behave. Do you get my point out there? And then like ita'u zakah, giving out from your wealth. You be with that belief that through my wealth there is a portion that I should be giving Islam, to build Islam. Do you get my point out there? You do anything, you give out seeking for God's reward, fulfilling that pillar. If you hear a pillar is something that makes up something. If you don't have that thing, then you're not yet on a right track. You have that element of marad into your heart, like Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala says, fi qulubihim maradun fazadahumullahu maradan. That in their heart there is that sickness, and I will increase on their sickness. So when you go evil, you're increasing that sickness. Do you get my point out there? You're not going according to God's recommendation. Likewise, there are things God likes, there are things God hates. Do you get my point out there? So in this video, if you've just joined me right now, I'm talking about what is all about worshipping. Worshipping means leaning and believing and giving all your faith and giving all your belief towards Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. Worship is divided in 3 terms. I was talking about 3 things. Al-Ihsan, Al-Iman, Al-Islam. We've already seen things that make up Islam. That is Shahada, testifying that God is one. That is praying 5 times a day, giving charity from your wealth, fasting the holy month of Ramadan, and then going Mecca for pilgrimage for someone who has that ability. You get my point out there. And then Al-Ihsan is making something good, shaping yourself well, like and ta'bud Allah, worshipping God, ka'annaka tarahu. You be like you're seeing Him. Do you get my point out there? فَإِن لَمْ تَكُنْ تَرَاهُ فَإِنَّهُ يَرَاكَ. And if you don't see Him, you have a belief that God is seeing me. That is the prayer. When you're praying, you're directly to Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala. Your soul, your body is in front of Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. Do you get my point out there? So if you're a Muslim out there and you're not praying, I encourage you, start praying. Praying might be one of the causes why you're living a bad life out there. Do you get my point out there? Create your life knowing that this life of this world, matam, it has an end. But the prayer you're praying is what you're going to go with in your grave. If you've just joined me right now, I'm talking about what is all about worshipping. Worshipping, we've said, it is leaning on something. Like in Islam, you lean and give all your problems towards Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. You believe that everything comes from Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. So get in touch with us on www.badrukaneza.blogspot.com, Arrows Records and Studios, Badru Kaneza. Let us do da'wah together. Share this video and then like and subscribe to this channel. We love you all. Peace and love.